Okay, I've been getting a lot of questions about the tasks that we actually received on theoretical practical exam from programming, and they were posted on Facebook here. And yeah, I've been receiving a lot of questions, and I've already written like 2 or 3 of them. So I guessed that I will just answer them all in a video because answering those questions every time is really tiring. So okay, let me just erase the stuff that I have here, and I will create a new project, I guess, because I can't supply parameters in the file. So yeah, let's create a new project. I'll try to do it fast. So console application, I don't know why it's always forcing C++. It's gonna be impractical because I don't fucking care. And project title will be Theory. Okay, so let's do it. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so let's cover the A1. A1 was pipeline that shows as lines all the words from lines, beginning with capital letter J containing R but not containing E. Okay, or something like that. It's just a matter of letters. So yeah, we were supposed to do it. There's no Nostromo here. Okay, so I'm gonna construct pipeline here. Okay, so yeah, we were supposed to do it with Nostromo. So let's do it with Nostromo. All the words from lines beginning with. So type, of course, type Nostromo text. Then we have to, beginning with capital J, find str. We are allowed to use that. Find str at the beginning, capital letter J. Let's check it. There's the lines. Now, again, containing R. So find str, just R. Find str, not containing. So it was something like the V. Am I right? I don't know. Yeah, but not containing E, small E. So there's no lines like that. Yeah, that's not surprising actually. It happens. It's how it happens. But we are supposed to show all as lines. The words as lines. There's no words here, but it doesn't matter. We just go with line to words. I don't have this filter here. I don't know where it was. Probably in the practical. So let's do them. CD practical, and there should be the stuff. Yeah, and Nostromo is here also. So line to words, and that's the answer. There's no lines. Probably if we removed the last find str, there would be some lines, and yeah, there are the words. But the final answer should be with the find str v e. Okay, so that's the first from A1. The second is write a filter that will print lines that start and end with the same letter. Well, a filter. So let's do it. Character line 500 characters because I like 500 characters while line, I don't like typos, whatever. Fgets, of course, fgets line size of line -1 std input not equal to null. That's it. It gets line size of line -1. That's the line. So and it will have to let's hide the command prompt, and it will have to the first letter is the same as the last letter. So to get the first letter of the line, we simply type line 0, right? To get the last letter, we simply type line str length len of line. It should be the last letter. So we have to include string age, and we have this. Now the condition is this: if line of 0 equals line of string length line, puts line. It should work. So simple line, not starting and ending with the same character. Starting and ending with the same character is not printed. It's not really printed. Yeah, let's do some diagnosis of that. Printf. Printf. What do we want to print? Character and character and new line. So line of 0, of course, and where's the comma? Where's the comma? And then a line of str length. Probably it should be something different, but whatever, you know. That's how we just this is how we do it, right? Just diagnosing. I think I know what's wrong, but I'm gonna roll with this. And we're gonna print the first and the last character of every line that we type. Presumably last character, because it will not be. So let's type this line, and you see a and nothing, because string length is actually the number counting from 1, and arrays are starting from 0, so it's gonna be puts line again, but this condition has to be changed to string length of line -1. -1 as the last character is always null character. Yeah, so not again, whatever. What am I doing wrong? Let's okay, I'm doing it a bit too fast, maybe. It may be that I'm doing it too fast. Let's check it out again, you know. A and nothing. Why nothing? Why nothing? Let's print it as a number. 10. Whatever I type, I get 10, which is interesting. And no, minus line of that minus. What's the string length? Let's check the string length, actual number that we get from string length. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So it should be -2. Why -2? Let me just put -2 here. Yeah, that's just checking and stuff like that. Okay, so glitches appear. That's not good. I hate those glitches. Actually, Virtual Machine sometimes does it. Hope that the video is not too much fucked up, because I will have to record it over again. So stop it. And CodeBlocks is fucked up again. Let me just process. Yeah, I had to kill it manually. And console runner is now fucked to oblivion, so we have to do it all over again, because we have to close CodeBlocks now. Save all. Close. CodeBlocks. Oh my god. Hopefully it works now. Cannot open output file TRAX. Permission is denied. Of course it is. Why not? Right? Because I've closed the wrong process. Now it should work. Okay, the output file has been created. Now it's working perfectly. It's starting from 1, and actually we have to take account of the null character, null terminator. So the string, this is 0, right? But string length treats it as 1, and we go over here, and there's the null here. So if we go like this, it's string length, because we are going with array, and we have to remove one more. So string length line -2 is proper. So yeah, printf is very good diagnostic of what we are doing wrong, because you can print all sorts of values and see what is wrong with you, right? What are you doing not okay? And it's working. Every line that starts and ends with the same character is good. It ends well. So that's it. A12 is done. A13, write a program that will print out the shortest and longest parameters. If there is more than one shortest, longest, all of them have to be printed. So parameters, let's take it out. Parameters, int argc character argv. So int I, and all of them have to be printed. That's interesting. So we have to get a length. Longest, shortest. They have to both be equal to 0. And let's put a condition that we have to get at least one argument. So argc is less than 1. Less than 2, because 1 is the name of the program. We don't want name of the program. And then we return -1. That's the convention, my convention. For I equal to 1, I is less than argc I plus plus. Less than argc because argc is the number starting from 1 again, and the arrays are counted from 0th index. Actually, I've been thought that there is a method of omitting this, actually not ever assigning the 0th index in arrays. It's just more natural for humans to understand, but I'm not doing it ever. I'm just taking corrections like string length of line -2. Okay, so we will need string length because now we have to operate with longest and shortest as lengths, not as I've been showing the indexes of the longest and shortest arguments, because it's not enough here. If there's more than shortest and longest, all of them have to be printed, right? So let's take the conditions. If string length of argument, there's something that we have to. If string length of this argument is greater than longest, right? So as length, longest has to be equal to argv of I. So we substitute, but shortest has to be equal to the maximum length of the parameter. And I don't know if I get it right, but it should be in include limits.h. There should be a library like that. Expected something like something. Int max, right? Every length will be shorter than int max from pointer without a cast. Makes integer from pointer. Yeah, because this has to be string length, of course. Right? You can always type some crap here, like, you know, I have I'm not gonna do it. So something like this, and it will assume that actually you can just overflow the integer. That's the elegant solution. I think that Szymiński would approve of it. If string length, on the other hand, string length of argv of I is of course less than shortest, and it will be less for every argument. For every argument, actually, it will be shorter than the shortest now, because it's integer max. It's the huge number that cannot be extended, because then it would go the limits, and it would be -1, -2, and so on and so on. String length of string length. Why? Okay, I hate it. IntelliSense is much better. So string length of argv, of course, of I argv. Oh, I. This should give us the shortest and the longest lengths of arguments passed to our programs. Then we would need a loop that will print this for us. So, yeah, the loop will be very similar. And we can use the same variable that we've been using here, I, because it's already there for us, right? So, and the condition is a bit different. If string length of argv of I, let's copy it here, is equal to longest guessed, we put this argument because it's good, right? Puts argv of I because its length is the longest, right? Something like this. And if else, actually else if would be better, because if we put only if here and the argument is on the only argument, it would be printed 2 times. We don't want it. Is equal to shortest argument. Let's check it if it's working, right? So project set problems arguments. That's why I created project. ASDF. No, maybe some good words. LOL, like oh my god, and also mug, and also cell phone, and something that's as long as cell phone. Phone, for something like this, because it's the same length, okay? And so something in between. Okay, whatever. Let's run this program and check what happens. The shortest and the longest, right? So this is it. We can also type something like, you know, printf and longest, and you know, this argument then, but it's just a matter of aesthetics of the output. We are not worried about that. So this is omitted because it's not the shortest and the longest, it's something in between. And here we have the longest, the longest, the shortest, the shortest, the shortest argument. Yep, so that's it. Let's see what happens if we have only one argument. We wanted to avoid printing it 2 times, right? So it's going to be the longest and the shortest. And it's printed only once as the shortest and the longest. It's the same here. So this is the program from A1. It's pretty complex if you think about it, but when you get to writing it, it should be like, it should just go. The A2 was somewhere in the photos. I don't know why why my scroll clicks sometimes 2 times at once. I don't know that. Sometimes it's just one hit, sometimes... So, construct a pipeline that shows the number of all words from lines that contain the word destiny and do not contain the word voice. Wow, that's very similar to mine. Not terminal. Also, I could do it in terminal, but I don't want to. Also, so CDC and theoretical practice. How did I call it? Practical, right? There. Yeah, so it's here. Contain destiny, not containing voice. So type Nostromo text, find str destiny, find str voice. These are the lines that contain destiny and do not contain voice, and then shows the number of all words from the lines. So we simply break it to the words, then line to words, then LC, and 45 words from these lines. Okay, write a filter that selects all lines with at least n letters, x the number n, and the character x are command line parameters. Yeah. So it's been written somewhere out here. I know it, because I've been already writing it. So, we have to get 2 arguments. If argc is less than 3, we return something nasty, -1. If, on the other hand, the arguments are good, we get integer n equal to the first argument, because we want it. A to I and argv of I don't know what, of 1, right? Of 1. And then we get, of course, the iterator, because we will need it, probably. then character x equal to argv of 2 of 0, because we are only interested in one character, right? So if the user types a string of characters, we just get the first one as the x value. What do we have to write? All lines with at least n letters x, so we have to get a function. Integer char count string and character. I like str. Okay, integer I cnt equal to 0. For I equal 0, I is less than or equal string length of str. It should be less than, but whatever. Okay, here's the mistake I've made. And of course I plus plus, simple condition, if str of I equals character cnt plus plus, return cnt. So for every character we check if this character is equal to this character, we increase the counter. Again, the clock flipped. Okay, so that should be the proper function. Now we have to do it for every line. So we have to get variable line. How many characters? Ah, yeah, you guessed right. So while f gets line size of line -1 std input is not equal to null, something should be wrong here, of course, and we should do it right like that. We have the line if char count in line of character x is greater than or equal to n, we put this line to the screen. Puts line. So project set programs arguments to 3 letters J. 3 letters J. I'm not used to numlock because on OS X the numlock is not really, you know, it doesn't have any action assigned. There's no such thing as numlock on the Macintosh keyboards. So 3 letters J, no letters J, 1 letter. Okay, close the program. Yeah, it should be less than string length of string. J, what the hell happened? Are we printing something in this function? Or something wrong in this function? Puts line. Where does that happen? Where do we print like so many J's? Nothing happened then. Was that some stupid kind of glitch or what? We are probably, yes, we are assigning here. You see, there should be 2 equal signs, because otherwise we are assigning values, right? And again, something went wrong. N equals 1, I, x is this character char count. What does the char count return? Yeah, let's put some diagnostics. Print f. We could do it with debugger, but I hate debuggers when it comes to filters. So we print like n value. We print count. Okay, that should be it. So n char count of line x character. Let's do something like this. N is equal 3, count is equal 0. And somehow this is proper. So 0 is greater than or equal this because there's a semicolon that we've put before, and that's what's killing us. I'm gonna just quickly change it to puts again. You see, some stupid mistakes are often made. It's not displayed. 1 letter J, it's not displayed. 3 letters J, it's displayed. That's it, right? Okay, enter. I'm making stupid mistakes because why not, right? Implement a program that prints out all command line parameters that have length, odd length, again length, odd length, and that contain the character X. The character X has to be contained. The character X, exactly X. I'm leaving this function behind. Int. No, we have a proper function to do it actually. Right? Because we do. Implement a program that prints out all command line parameters. So we have to get at least one argument, right? Now I'm gonna just do something like that. For I equal to 0, I is less than argc, I plus plus. The usual loop for arguments. If car count, we could do it with different function, but I'm doing it with character count, as we have it written already, right, for this assignment, so I can use it. Character count, character string, so it's gonna be argv of I, and the character is exactly X. And it's greater than or equal, greater than 0, just simply greater than 0. We put this argument. See, I'm utilizing the function that I've already written. So project set programs arguments, and let's put some arguments here, like ASDFG, ASDFGHJKL, and ASXDCF, and XXX, and DRXC, and some bullshit on the end. There shouldn't be enter, I suppose. Okay, so this is it. Let's print out the arguments. This contains X, this contains X, this contains X, right? So, process returns 7 because we are not returning value at the end, and we should return 0. And now this is proper solution for this problem. Of course, you could have had function that only returns positive value when the X is encountered, and it's very simple to write, but you had to write this function for the second thing, so why not just copy pasting it? It's easier. It's easier like that, right? So okay, we have A2 settled down. And now B1, I was the one who had B1. So construct a pipeline that will print out destiny, but do not contain the word voice as it comes out, not clear as I've said. I don't remember. And sorted in reverse order. So actually, this is pretty good, right? But not like that. Do not contain the word voice, but we have to get the words. Line to words. We are getting the words like that, and now we have to sort them in reverse order. Sort R. They're sorted in reverse order, from W all the way to A. If you want some help with sort, you simply type sort and the question mark. That's it for the pipeline. Write a filter that will select lines that contain at least n digits and m characters. N digits and m characters. NNMs are command line parameters. So we have at least 2 parameters. And we have to have like select on lines, so I is not necessary. N equal to a to I of the first argument, argv of 1, and then we need m equal to the value of argv of 2, and that's it. We have our values, right? Now we need something to count the digits and count the arguments. We will not need that function anymore, probably for now. And also we need lines, so character line 501, because why not, right? And while f gets line size of line -1, write std input as this one not equal to null. So for every line we have to count the digits and the characters. So we need two variables in the loop. Car count equals 0. No, maybe not car count. Letter count equals 0 and digits count equals 0. Or digit, because why not? And I. For I equals 0, I is less than str length of line I++. For every character in this line, for every line we check every character if it's we need C type. Include C type .h. Of course, strings is needed, limits is not needed, but I'm not gonna exclude it because why not? And now, is digit? Is the character digit line of I? If it is, if of course is digit, if the character is in fact a digit, we increase the digit count. And if the character is on the other hand alpha, which means that it's a letter, line of I, of course, this the same character, we check the same character. This shouldn't be like that. I'm always really, strict if it comes to organizing your code in this manner. If digit count is greater than or equal to n, and letter count is greater than or equal to m, we print this line. So here's the counter module. It counts how many digits and how many letters are in the line that we got, and here's the condition that checks for n and m. Project set programs arguments. We want at least 3 digits and 4 letters in our lines. Will it build? No, of course not. stdn. Will it build? Yes, it will. 3 digits and 4 letters. We have 5 letters. We have so many letters, but not enough digits. Enough digits, and it's printed. We have so many letters and enough digits. We have digits and letters mixed together in one line, and then we have so many digits and not enough letters, and it's not printed. So it works. That's the way to do it. Now, write a program that prints all command line parameters that have even length order sizes at least 5 bytes. Write a program that deals with command line parameters. So we will need, of course, at least one command line parameter. For I equals 0, you see, I have to type it over again. argc I++, so something like that. Okay, this is the loop for every parameter, and what we have to do, check its length and size, right? So if str length of the argv is even, so modulus 2 equals 0, right? If str length modulus 2, I like parentheses because they are great, then puts argv, I started to type argv, of course, I argv. I started to type line. So let's change the parameters again, arguments, I say. 4 letters, 3 letters, 2 letters. That's so only even. Yeah, 4 letters and 2 letters. The one with 3 letters is ignored. Now the second condition is its size is at least 5 bytes. So we have to remember that each and one character is exactly 1 byte long. So this should be transferred to something like string length, right, of this character argv or this string argv of I, string length, is greater than or equal to 5, right? But string length is not counting the null terminator, so we have to add 1 to this result, right? And if we want to be strict about the sizes, we can also use some like size of character, but this is not necessary, as size of character is 1, and even Professor Szymiński did say that it is, and we don't need that part. It's something like that. So including null terminator and is greater than or equal to 5. There's actually some very few arguments that wouldn't pass this condition, but I'm gonna put something that has exactly 5 characters, so does not follow the first rule, that its length has to be even, but does follow the second rule. Its size is 6 bytes. And let's start it and see that it's not printed. Why not? Why isn't it printed? And string length of argv of I is plus 1, of course, is greater than or equal to 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And you see its end order size. So we have to change this condition to disjunction of conditions. So it's now printed. 5 letters is not even, but its size is 6 bytes. So it gets printed, right? You saw previously that this got printed because its size is actually 5 bytes and it's even in length. So that's the B1. Now B2 was posted in pictures somewhere. This is the B2. Construct a pipeline that shows all words from lines that start with capital J. The words should not contain E, but must contain R. Use Nostromo text file. So, construct a pipeline that shows all words from lines. All words from lines. This is the tricky part, and he uses it very often. So we construct a pipeline that shows all words from lines. Let's start with J. So, type, of course, Nostromo. Find str at the beginning. Find str at the beginning. Capital letter J. We get those. And then, it's very similar to the A1 thing, but whatever. Should not contain E. Construct a pipeline that shows all words from lines that start with J. This is end of the sentence. Notice the dot. The word should not contain E, but must contain R. So we now break it to words, line to words, right? We get every word from those lines. And these words should contain E, should not contain E, but must contain R. So we get find str should not contain E, right? It should not contain E, but must contain R. So find str R. This should be correct. All the words that contain R but do not contain E. Practical, for, from, Barras, from. So this is the pipeline. Okay, write a filter that selects all lines that start and end with the same letter. The case, lower or uppercase, does not matter. Oh my god. Can I just, Command Z, or Control Z, all the way back to it? I think I can. So this is from B2, still B1. I mean B1. So yeah, here we go. It ends, and in mine. What do we have here? No, it's still not this. So, yeah, we are going back in time. String length again. So not the one that we're looking for, right? Yeah, it would be faster if I wrote it again. Yeah, here it is. So if line 0 is equal to line S3, I know that it has to be -2, right? Then we puts this line. Yeah. So okay, let's check it if it's working like it should have worked before. Yes. Now the case doesn't matter. So this is important. The case of the letter does not matter, right? How to do it is actually very simple. There is a function, I don't know if it's in C-type or whatever library it is in, but it should be like to lower. So if we put every to lower means that it changes every uppercase character to lowercase character and leaves the lowercase characters alone. So we are to lower, and it accepts only one character, so we cannot put whole string through it. There's also a function to upper. It works well uppercasing each letter, but we're gonna go with to lower line of 0. So doesn't matter if it was uppercase or lowercase, it does not matter. And then to lower, and this one. So we basically make their cases match. And now run it, and yeah, it works with lowercase letters, but what if we type something like that? It works as well. And if we type something like this, it doesn't work, right? A, blah, 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 lowercase a, and it works. So that's the program for this. B22. Implement a program that prints out the average length of command line parameters. Average length, I've been writing it once. Int I. Count equal to 0 and average maybe not, maybe sum equal to 0, and then we have to have arguments. Int argc character argv, yeah, something like that. So for, of course, for I equals 0, i's list in argc, I, not capital I, not comma, I plus plus. For every parameter, of course, 1, because why 1? Because 1. Someone's typing messages to me and he does not have any idea that they will be seen to everyone. Maybe I should stop the notifications. Okay, so if our caps lock argc is less than, of course, 2, we return, as we said before and before, -1. For every argument, we sum plus equals str length of this exact argument, argv of I. So the sum will contain the length of every single, the combined length of parameters. So projects, programs, arguments, and this, well, this might be a good example. It should be 4 plus 3 is like 7, 8, 9, and then 9 plus 5 is 14. It should be 14. The sum should equal 14. So printf, let's print it out like there's no tomorrow. %d and sum. Let's print out sum, right? Okay, it should be 14 for now. 14, the combined length. Of course, return 0, as it's very important. Okay, and if we put something to the sum, we should increase the counter, right? Actually, the counter is not necessary. Is it? Is it not necessary? Yeah, maybe it's not, because I stores this value, right? But I'm gonna go with counter. So, sum divided by counter. And if we actually make it floating point, it will be precise, as I've said before. So average length is 3, because there's like whoa, how many parameters? 1, 2, 3, 4. 14 per 4 is something like, I don't know what. Let's check how much it is. 14 per 4, 3.5, but it's rounding to the closest value. If we do something like that and cast one of those to float, it should be precise now. Oh my god, not again! Okay, it's saved. It should be 3.5. If we want to regulate the precision, we simply type like 0.2 or 0.2. I don't remember. Yeah, 0.2 is enough. So 3.50. This is the last part. Average length of each command line parameter. Of command line parameters, probably it should be, because average length of each command line parameter, like first, is its actual length. So that doesn't make any sense. So I hope I covered them enough, and you know, if you have any questions, I will send you the link to that video. Oh, and someone mentioned that I should give instructions to how to buy me a beer. Yeah, you will have to go to the shop where they send where they sell liquor, and you know, ask for a beer. If you're asked for some kind of you know, ID, you can show your student's ID card, and well, you just have to locate me and give it to me. Yeah, I will be happy about it. So okay, thanks for not asking me these questions anymore.